well, short for was Jen, really.
Jen,
but
okay.
I have a sister named Jennifer.
Okay.
So they will call her
Recording's
Jenny.
on.
And I would be Jenny. So then my aunt just started calling me Gingerbread.
Oh, okay.
And so I've always been Gingerbread, but then they would just say Ginger.
Oh, for real? All right, cool. All right, that's cool. That's
so
crazy.
Nobody in my family knows they know me by my first name, but most of the little kids don't know my first name at all. So my nephews, everybody. My nephew, he's 9, he just learned that my real name is Virginia.
And I'm from Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, all right, where we get the Virginia from? Virginia.
Yeah,
Gingerbread.
Yo, Sion is out of control. He said, Virginia, gingerbread house. Like, dude. Hey, yo. Hey, we've been having fun already, guys. But we'd like to welcome all of y'all to the Stigma Room Unlocked. You know Sion, you know Marcus. But we're very happy this evening to have with us dear Virginia.
Absolutely.
We're very excited to have her perspective here with us tonight as we discuss a very important topic. Now, as you guys may have already seen in some of our advertisements for this week, we're going to be discussing expectations and wants. So we're going to be discussing things that women want men to know. What do y'all want us to know? What do y'all want us to understand that we have such a problem getting that affects the relationships? But we also going to flip the script. This conversation will not be one-sided. We're going to be talking about things that men need women to know and women to understand that sometimes they don't get. But not just that, we just want to let everybody know in advance that this entire conversation will be done with the utmost respect for both genders, particularly our wonderful women that we call wife and mother and sister and daughter and aunt and grandmother.
Yeah, that boy Raheem Devon.
With all due respect,
Yeah, right?
we love women. We respect women. This conversation is just opinion-based on how we feel about a variety of situations that we find ourselves in and relationships from both a male and female perspective. I'm going to turn it over to my brother Marcus. We're going to get things started for y'all this evening. Everybody, welcome to the Stigma Room.
Yeah.
Unlocked. Y'all like that? Hey, listen.
That was cool.
Hey, listen, man. That was an intro, right?
That was.
Unlocked.
I like it.
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, man.
Once again,
Welcome everybody, and thank you for tuning in with us tonight. As my man JD said earlier, we're going to be discussing a very important topic here. We're going to be discussing the battle of the sexes, like we told y'all on IG, but it's a gentle battle of the sexes. This is a battle of the sexes where we come together. We ain't coming here and throwing bows. We come in here to hear each other out peacefully before there's a problem. So we a battle of the sexes, men versus women, but we're going to do it the right way before there's a problem because we want to know what's going on with one another, all right? And this ain't a black or white thing. This is a people thing here, right? We talking about relationships no matter what your skin color is. So let's get right into it. We talking men versus women. And since we men, we polite. We gonna let the ladies go first. And we talking about this first topic. Here it is, but it's deep, right? How their past traumas affect their relationships.
She gonna let that
So when I heard this,
she gonna let that
right,
brown talk.
I had to ask the female, what do you mean about past traumas? Well, she said boyfriends, childhood trauma, so maybe something happened with parents, etc. But how has that affected your past relationships, Virginia?
I feel like you don't really know how you're affected by your past trauma until you are in a relationship or you're dealing with somebody else. That stuff just comes up and it comes out of nowhere, and it's shocking because you don't realize that sometimes you project what you've been through on another person, and it's a struggle not to, because you're going into it. It's a risk during the dating process. So you're going into it not even realizing that these things are still in your back pocket. You know what I'm saying? You're going in with an open mind, but then these things come up because of insecurities and fears, and so
because you buried them.
You buried them, or you didn't realize that you were actually affected. You know, sometimes we don't even realize we were affected, or you could have somebody that have gone through past trauma and they've totally blocked it out until they're in a situation where they have to deal closely with somebody and be intimate with somebody, you know. And so those things come up, and then you're like, where did that come from? You know, or somebody brings it to your attention, you're like, what?
I didn't realize I needed that.
You didn't realize it. For me, it was my father more so than past boyfriend, because you know sometimes you realize you just didn't pick the right person and they had ulterior motives or whatever else, and that is a fear. Because you're thinking about, you know, are you a loyal person? Are you monogamous? What, like, you know, are you serious about being with somebody for real? You know, but are you honest? But I think in my case, after talking to a client of mine that is a therapist, you know, when I told her my situation with somebody that I was dealing with, and you know, I don't think that he recognized that his past traumas affected him, and he was projecting on me. But he told me, you need to go. You need to go work your stuff out. And I was like,
lack of accountability.
Really? I was like,
I hope you don't follow me on Instagram. I gotta check.
I was like, do
real
I?
Fast.
No, and I'm like thinking to
No
myself,
smoke.
well, what is it? What is it? I'm asking people, and I just happened to ask my client, and she said, you know, so she asked me, you know, what was your relationship with your father? And I told her what kind of man my father was, and how I felt he felt about me. And the struggle that I had in trying to get my father to, you know, recognize me and love me and value me. And so she said, you were struggling so hard to make something work that clearly there was tons of red flags and wasn't gonna work. Why do you think that is? Because I wanted him to see me. Why do you think you wanted him? Why do you think you wanted that? Why didn't you think that this wasn't good enough for me and walk away? Why didn't you value yourself more? And it just took me back to how I felt about my father. Like, I struggled as a little girl to say, you know, get daddy to look at me, to value me, to notice me, or not to leave me, you know. And so that was why I stayed in a situation that I probably shouldn't have even been in.
So let me ask this: do you think that your relationship with your father caused you to look for validation in men?
I think that it does sometimes, you know. I think if you don't have the confidence that you should, and that was another thing I didn't realize about myself. I thought I was more confident, you know, and people would tell me, you know, you got all this thing going for you, you know, you run a business, you're this, you're that, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm something. But then I get in a situation and I'm like, it's almost like I'm a little girl again, you know, and I did not even realize it until after the fact, you know, and after you go through the storm and everything clears and the sky is blue and you can see clearly again, and you're like, wow, wait a minute, he wasn't even on my level. Like, why was I even, what was I, and why am I so, but I feel like it was a lack of confidence. I had to value myself. You know, I have to really value myself so I don't look for validation. Although we do need a little bit. If we end up with somebody who's our husband or our wife.
We gonna get to that.
We do need something. We do need a little bit.
We gonna touch that. But make no mistake, like what you said, like parents play a big part, especially for daughters. And I hate to cut you off, but I'm a known killer advocate. I am pro women without a father. That's what I've dated. Don't ask me why, but that is what I have run across a lot. And while it has its pros, it definitely has its cons. Like what you're talking about. Like it's very easy to walk into a house where you don't have to measure up against another man who has successfully taken care of his daughter. But when that man is not there, like the constant need for that validation and reassurance can cause a whole different list of problems.
That's true. It makes you think, Marcus, me and the girl, but like, was your dad in your life? Okay, no? Alright,
Right, I'm your guy. I'm your guy.
But let me just say this.
He said, "I'll be your daddy."
Call it
My
me
dad was in my life. He was in my home.
Oh man.
You know, he just had his own stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I didn't have good men in my life.
Okay.
So I might not be measuring you up to my father, but I have uncles.
Yeah.
I have cousins, you know, that who were like brothers.
Yeah.
I have big brothers that I look up to, you know, who are husbands of my sisters that are like my sisters.
Yeah.
You know, and so those are the men that I would measure you up to.
Yeah.
I've seen, you know, great relationships, great
That's
men.
good.
And so although I'm not measuring you up to my father, I know what a good man is.
That's good.
That's important. That's important that you had other examples of what a good man is supposed to look like.
Exactly. And just because I didn't have the love that I wanted from my father doesn't mean that I wasn't loved. So I know what love is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how it feels to be loved and valued. You know, it's just that sometimes when you don't have something, you really crave it. You know, it's like, I told somebody this the other day, it's like, you know, I never, ever, ever, ever want a pastry from Starbucks until I'm on a diet. Like, I never want it. So it's like, I didn't feel that way until I was in that relationship. You know?
So let me ask you, if it's not too personal, and if it is, just say I plead the fifth. You said even though my father was there, right, but you didn't get what you needed from him, right? But you said you know what love is, you know what it is to be valued. Where did you get that from?
I got it from my mother. I
Now,
got it from my aunts.
Let me ask you this though: did it feel the same though, coming from? Because you know the saying: a daughter's first love is her father, and vice versa. Right?
I won't say it felt the same, but I had my grandfather.
Okay.
He was legit.
My grandfather was amazing.
I got you.
Okay.
My grandmother was a strong woman, strength.
Yeah.
I mean, she cleaned houses when she didn't have to. She cleaned rich white folks' houses.
I got you.
You know, she had 5 girls.
Wow.
She was very, very strong. She was the disciplinarian, but I watched how gentle my grandfather was with her. I watched the interest he took in his girls. I watched my mother, my aunts. My aunts and my mother they're close now because of the family that we grew up in, and then they raised us to be close like that. So my cousins weren't just my cousins; they were like my brothers and sisters. So it's a very unique family situation because although most of my aunts their husbands were, you know, not exemplary. You know, we always looked at my grandfather as an example. You know, just an amazing man. I miss him so much. So, and then, you know, I have like my cousin, you know, Kevin, you know.
Good man.
I have so many people in my life that I look up to as just good, genuine men. So I know what it looks like. You know?
So you talked about earlier, right? You talked about how your grandfather, you seen how he treated your grandmother, right? So we're talking about romance. That was another one. Romance is important.
It is.
I don't disagree. I ain't here to disagree that romance is
He's saying it. He's like, but.
No,
However,
he's not gonna go butt. He's not gonna be.
he's gonna butt
not gonna be a
it. He's
butt.
definitely butting it
Stop.
right now.
The
What?
way
See?
my man got that Banana Republic on.
Man, what?
He
Hey,
ain't about-
shout
he ain't about-
out
he ain't
shout out
about
to
to
the
hit no
Banana
Ho,
Republic.
He about to hit no
we
butt.
do not shout them out. They are not an official sponsor.
Oh,
Boy,
hey,
man,
yo, shout out to Banana Republic, yo.
He's not gonna say butt.
Hey, go ahead. Let him say what he gonna say. Let him
He's
say
not
what
gonna
he
say
gonna say.
butt. I know that. I know this guy.
Watch. Okay, go ahead,
Ain't
Marcus.
no butt. You crazy?
No. Watch. Go ahead.
Stop. I'm sipping my
Y'all
drink.
done?
Yeah, we done. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, all right. Romance. It is important, right? Do you think that men show the proper level of romance? If not, what's the missing link?
I will say that I love a little romance. It depends on what you consider romantic.
I've never met a woman who don't like romance. Well, come on now.
I mean, but okay, so listen, there's realistic romance and then there's fantasy romance. I think I like a little bit of both. Like, I think it's romantic. Because, you know, if you watch a lot of movies and stuff, you're like, oh my goodness, I just want flowers. And
Listen,
I want him to take me out.
it's all
Wine and dine
fantasy.
me.
It's all
I
fantasy.
know it's not all fantasy.
It is. It's social media. It's Lifetime. It's BT. It's BT
No,
Earth.
because
It's
what's
reality
romantic?
TV.
Well, see, we gotta find out what her definition of romance
Yeah,
is
'cause
first,
what would be
It's them
romantic
books.
and then
for
judge
me?
her. And then judge her. Go ahead.
Oh,
That boy
I'm a
crazy.
very simple person. I don't need a whole lot.
You just need flowers, right? Every now and then.
I wouldn't mind
A
flowers.
little trip.
I wouldn't mind a trip.
So
Oh,
let's-
we good.
it is, so romance
So,
is
yeah, what
important.
is
But
So-
I'm good with popcorn and a good movie. Like, if you know that I've been waiting for something to come out.
That's what she's saying now.
No, for real. That's how I am. Listen, I was like in a situation where, like, you know, he wasn't the most romantic guy, but the fact that some things that he took into consideration, I felt like, oh wow, oh, that was nice. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and especially because I'm not somebody that gets a lot of romantic gestures like that. So, like, if you made a like, if you really paid attention and you got me something, or you know, that helped me out. Like, I will say, one of the things that had happened to me during my dating process is that, and I really appreciated this. Like, I had torn my meniscus, right?
Oh.
Because I was just like doing too much.
Yeah.
And
You doing some extreme hairstyling.
no, I was working out and I forgot how old I was. I forgot how old.
27, 27,
trying to-
27.
You know, it was one of them things where you trying to, like, you know, like, how do I lose 5 pounds? I gotta lose it by tomorrow. So I was like in the gym, like, getting it, and I thought I was like slick, and I tore my meniscus. And you know, so I have to stand for work.
Right.
And like I was telling y'all earlier, you know, as a strong woman, like, I'm just not gonna not work. You know, I've been taught to push through the pain.
Mhm.
Like, that is not gonna set me back.
Right.
So I was like, well, I still gotta work.
Right.
So I was still going to work, and my leg was swelling up because I stand. And so he got me a chair.
Oh man.
It wasn't no flowers, it wasn't no food, it was a chair.
Was it a folding chair? Or
No,
like,
it was like a salon chair, like a chair that you could sit in while you do hair, and it pumped up and down. And I was
I'm just
like,
asking.
A folding chair?
I'm just
no, why would it
asking.
be a folding
Why would
chair?
it be?
I,
No,
I, I
but-
was afraid
hey.
she would even tell the story.
Yeah.
But listen though.
It was a nice chair.
If he went and got
That
that,
was- if
if he
romance
went and
was
got
there,
that woman a
folding
folding chair,
Yeah.
and he knew that she couldn't stand up all day, we gotta give that man some props because he thought about it.
No.
But it wasn't a
No,
folding
I'm
chair
sorry.
though. It was a real
No.
salon chair. And I was like, wow, you know,
That took some research.
it did.
That took some effort.
She got the chair where she hit the button and go.
It
Yeah.
pumps up.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Oh, like
I
the,
know.
like the
I
joints
know.
at the barbershop, the little crisp
Right.
joints.
And although
The
we
hydraulic
was
pump,
together,
like-
I still got that chair.
I'm mad that Sion knows the sound effects of the chair.
Shout out to Jay. She
So now let me ask this: with your romance,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
are you subtle, or are you just front forward with it? Like, does a man have to guess?
Well, you know what? I feel like if we're talking and getting to know each other, especially in the beginning phase, you know what I'm saying? We're really trying to learn one another. Then you'll
You
know
gotta
what
catch
I,
it. Does he have to catch it?
you'll understand what I like.
Yeah, he has to.
Because we're talking about it. You're asking me,
Yeah.
well, what do you like to
Yeah.
eat? Well, where do
Yeah.
you like to go? Well,
You
what
gotta
kind of flower?
catch-
What's
you
your
gotta
favorite
catch
color?
it.
Blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't know how it is after you've been married for a few years.
We
but I
still
guess
gotta catch it.
You still, I mean, you know what? Things
Still gotta
change,
catch it.
people change,
Yeah.
but it ain't nothing
Man,
wrong.
I be fumbling.
Let me tell you,
Yeah,
there's
you
a
gotta
couple
catch it,
that
man.
I know that he has been bringing his wife a bouquet of flowers every Friday as long as they've been married.
How long he been married?
30 years.
He got money.
He got
He
money.
ain't got no money because you can get flowers from the man on the street
I get it, but every week,
That's-
every week.
every Friday.
What's wrong with that?
But
No, it's
does
nothing
but
wrong with it.
there's
I
no-
just don't do it, and I
Alright,
feel
okay,
bad.
alright,
I feel
understand.
terrible.
Let's put some. That's $10 times 52 weeks in a year. It's $5,200.
How much do you spend on
It's
Starbucks?
always the
How
rich
much do you
dude.
spend on what you
I
like
don't
to
drink
drink?
coffee, so that's zero.
How much do you spend on what you like to drink? What's
Not
in your
50,
cup?
not $5,200 a year.
$5,200.
My
Absolutely
goodness.
not.
$10 a week is $5,200.
Are y'all
Man.
kidding me?
Is he home a lot? Or does he
He
always
done
on the
picked
road?
them flowers from the garden.
And that's fine
He
too.
not home every week.
If
not
you,
buying
if you
flowers.
listen, if
He
you
not home
rode
every
across a field,
Yeah.
came across a field, and there was some beautiful flowers, and
Yeah.
you went in that
Yeah.
field and you took
Virginia.
them flowers and brought them home, why not?
I'm not going into the field. I'm gonna go to Harris Teeter.
Harris
Yeah.
Teeter.
Let me ask this.
Actually,
let me put
Wegmans
my
got
man
better
on the
Wegmans
spot.
got better flowers?
Beautiful flowers.
Wegmans like that.
I want to put my man on the spot, and if the answer's too much, just say I plead the fifth. I got a brother right here on my left who's probably the most romantic dude I know,
Sonnets and poems.
hands down.
Love of my life.
Right. Well, put me to shame with half the effort.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, love him.
With half his effort, he will put me to shame in romance.
Mr. Lover Man.
Shaba.
Virginia, we good.
Does your missus ever say that your romance is not enough? Or do you feel like you ever come up short?
I personally feel like I come up short, but she never feels that way. Because the way I go about it, she just feels, in her opinion, now, if she's wrong, she'll correct me when I get home. But she feels like it's above and beyond what she would expect to get from anyone else.
Okay.
So even when I feel like I'm falling short in that, she assures me like, yo, that was, and it'll be something simple. Because my whole kind of idea behind it is I'm aware of where I'm not that good or where I need a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
So the reason why I rely upon that type of affection and that type of display and those types of things, getting flowers, writing cards, writing poems, you know, we're in a social media era, so I put something up with my wife's picture and I write under it,
Yeah.
makes her severely uncomfortable. But I do it because that's how I express love.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
I can pay bills. I can pay some of the bills.
Yeah.
I can be a father to my children. But my main thing that I like to focus on is making for sure that she understands how I feel about her. And I just try to do that in tangible ways. That's it.
Do you need validation from your spouse?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Because we're going to roll into that one next.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You
So,
still want
we
me to
talked
answer
about-
that? Go ahead, buddy.
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, look, we talked about earlier how the father in your life played a picture on how you look at the validation for men, right, Virginia? So, another female commented the need for reassurance.
Yeah.
What are men missing in relationships when it comes to need of reassurance?
When you're in
Because we communicate that men's reassurance to women's reassurance is totally different.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first, and I'm gonna tell you what a man's definition of reassurance is in a relationship to a woman.
I feel like I need to be reassured when you're inconsistent.
Wow. Dang.
Explain.
I
So
don't
for
need that.
me,
Oh my goodness.
I felt like, and I'm just going off what I
Yeah.
just, my last experience.
Because I felt
Right.
the gut punch when you said I need reassurance when you're inconsistent.
That's
if
enough.
we were a couple, you would have said that and walked out of the room. And
Look,
I would've known
look.
with the-
Look. That's a real.
That was
That's heavy.
That was
That's
Because
Because
inconsistency
she's
makes
paying
me
attention.
insecure.
She's
Okay.
paying attention.
So explain inconsistency.
Because
What are you talking
you're
about?
gonna
What's your
always know how I
inconsistency?
feel. That's my personality. You're never gonna guess how I feel about you. But if I'm not, and I do it, you know, send a text. Good morning. How you doing? Did you eat today? What did you eat? Are you tired? What do you need? I'm thinking about you. At
Checking
some
the
point in my
pulse.
day, I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
I am, whether I wake up in the morning, before I go to bed at night, sometime during the day, I have thought about you and what you need. You might do it for a day, then I don't hear from you.
Mm.
You might do it a couple days, and then a couple days I don't hear from you. I need reassurance. Are we still in this together? Do you still feel the same way? How you feel? Because you don't have to guess with me. So when I don't hear from you, or if I'm not getting something like that from you, I'm not saying you got to do it exactly like me. Respond.
Yeah.
Reach out to me without me having to reach out to you. That means that I've been on your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that happens consistently, I don't need a lot of reassurance because I know exactly how you feel. I don't have to guess. When it starts getting shaky is when you start switching up. And now I'm like, are we still there? Like, how you feeling today? Because you don't have to guess with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why and I think everybody needs a little bit of reassurance because it's part of showing affection.
Yeah.
You know, as a couple, it's part of showing each other affection. Yeah, babe. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How's everything? How's your day going? Okay, all right. It don't have to be long and drawn out. It don't have to be an hour conversation. Let me know that you care. You know I care.
So let me ask this then before I give you an answer. What do you think, or how do you think men show reassurance from a man's perspective?
Reciprocation. You see, I'm working hard. Why you just chilling? Like, I'm working hard. I'm over here, like, you know, like, you see me.
You're working hard for the relationship.
I'm
right?
working hard for the relationship.
Yeah.
Why you get to chill?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because, am I the prize or not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
So, do
come
you
on.
believe both people are the prize?
I believe that
Good question.
I believe that both people are valuable.
But who's the
That
prize?
wasn't
Who's the
that-
prize?
What do you did not
Who
answer
is the
question.
prize?
What would you tell your daughter?
Jeez.
Oh my good! I quit.
No.
I can't
I-
listen.
I'll tell your daughter.
I can't deal with this.
What would you tell your daughter?
I would tell
Go
I would
ahead.
tell Kennedy and Skylar that they are the prize.
Okay,
Yeah.
then
And
that's your
if he doesn't treat them like they're the prize, they need to roll.
bam.
What would you tell your
Because
son?
how
then?
we decide.
What would I tell my son?
Would you tell your son he's the prize?
Is she worth it, Chase?
No, I would not
Really?
tell my son he's the prize, cause he's not.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
I would not
hold
tell
on,
my son he's the
hold on.
prize,
Well.
cause he's not. The
You-
woman's gonna do
okay.
way more than my son will ever do in a relationship.
When we go
You better
into the
speak on
men,
it.
because I know this is the women.
Hey, Sion can't take it no more.
Because-
No, we got. Hey, nope.
Yeah.
We gotta finish with her.
We gotta finish, okay?
We can
Because
go to the men because it's a two-way thing.
James,
You know?
James,
Just
how
like-
does you work to set a good example for your son? Why would he not be allowed to be called the prize?
Because I'm not the prize in my house. I understand that my wife is the prize.
And who's the vessel?
So
Without her, I have no household.
So where do
Expensive
you lay the value on who you are as a person and what you want your son to become?
I played my role. That's it.
Your value, though.
My value is in me fulfilling my role as a husband and father. That's my value.
That's a prize.
Yeah,
man.
but do you don't think that holds the equal value in your relationship?
Nope, I don't look at it that way.
So you mean if you handling all your BI,
Mm-hmm.
you see a lot of niggas out here don't.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing something special to bring to your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You don't view that as a value?
I do. It is. I'm not devaluing it.
So
I'm
what you
just
doing?
saying that I feel her values more. That's all.
And
That's all. It's not that I feel like I have value as a father and a husband. I feel like I am what they need, and
Yeah.
I'm continuing to improve every day.
Yeah.
But I do not feel that my value supersedes what she brings.
No, that's not what we
Yeah,
said.
that's not what we were
We
saying.
never said
Yeah.
that anybody
Yeah.
value supersedes.
Because
But
But
you
It's
what
a
I'm
just
talking
relationship.
about in a
It's a
relationship,
relationship.
in a family
Both
you just
structure.
saying,
both
do I
are
feel
bringing
like I have value?
both
No,
are
but
bringing
I'm talking
different
about in a
aspects
family
to make
structure
it
with
complete.
a wife and
To
kids.
make
Yeah.
it complete.
If you remove a man who is valuable
Mm-hmm.
out of that scenario,
Yeah.
what generally happens to kids?
Well, of course, they suffer.
No, but how?
I mean, multiple ways. I mean, they're losing the example of what a man is.
Yeah.
It's a lot. If you have daughters, they're going to judge men based on what they seen their mom's interaction be with a man, right?
Daughters
won't-
generally end up baby mamas.
They won't
to
even know
multiple
what to
kids.
expect.
Men usually, your little boys usually don't grow up to be anything successful. That means jail, or a subpar job,
Mm-hmm.
or prison, or dead.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm not sitting here to tell you that your value weighs out more than your wife, because that's not my business, and I wouldn't ever say that.
No,
but
not at all.
Your wife value outweigh both of y'all.
two people,
Man, we both
Two
have
people.
different aspects.
yeah.
I agree with that.
We both, but
So it's
Both
neither
parties are
extreme.
valuable.
yeah, both
Yeah.
parts.
Both parties are
Yeah.
valuable, but when we're talking in the beginning stages of a relationship where a person is considering one, because you guys are married, so you know both of you guys, your wife and you as a father and a husband are going to be valuable because of the family arrangement, right? But for someone like me who is trying to be in a relationship or wants to have a relationship, the sacrifice is a bit more because we are entering this union with someone who we love.
Is it love yet? Is it
I'm
love
trying to
yet?
find the right words.
What you're doing is a great media tactic, and it's called being
Who
political.
I mean,
Who we love.
she's like this. Hey, and she's like this.
She put the hands.
She's hopping
She
around.
put the hands together. I know she gonna bring it together.
Y'all gonna respect my
Bring
jump.
bring that thumb in, girl. Bring that
who
thumb.
we love,
Yeah.
but we are coming into this under an imperfect head, right? So we're giving up our last name,
That's important.
Okay.
Because they perfect.
our
That's important.
Because they're
That's
perfect,
important.
right?
not perfect, but we are giving up a lot. You know, we are coming up under this headship,
Which you get to choose.
right? But we do get to choose. You're right.
Defer,
But we
yeah.
are still a prize, though. You kind of have to prove yourself as the person that is able to be that person for her.
You just fired them up. You
I just think,
fired Marcus
okay,
up.
all right. So,
Oh,
Virginia,
Lord.
Lord.
See, I told y'all
Hey,
I'm trying to find
remember
the
we
right
discussed
word.
earlier?
You got
Remember we
it.
discussed
I
earlier?
just-
I don't
It's
wanna
about to turn
debate.
into that.
I'm
It's
not
about to turn.
debating.
I've seen relationships where the woman pursues the man. I've seen relationships where
How do you
the man
feel about that?
pursues
How do
the
y'all
woman.
feel about that? Because
About
that
the
ain't
woman
me.
pursuing the man?
Yeah,
I've
I mean, it
seen
depends.
that.
It
I don't
depends.
care.
She's
Like,
not gonna get
'cause
on one knee and be
that-
like,
yeah,
"Well, you
that's-
married me."
I've been
that's-
seeing that.
You
though.
need to go get what you want on both
What
sides.
I've
is
been
it?
seeing that,
23,
though.
yeah, 23.
Would you
No,
propose?
no.
Would you propose?
No, I
No.
will not.
So you
I-
would just not get married?
No, I'm not saying that. I
That's
would
what she
show
said.
somebody that
She
I
was
have
saying that.
genuine interest in them.
Yeah,
But
that's reasonable.
I do not
mean,
want to be
she
the.
ain't
I've
proposing.
never. It's not in my personality to be the pursuer.
I mean, if I was dating a woman and she got down and proposed, I would ask her, does she pee standing up?
Because
Oh my
well, that's the
Hold on,
thing.
I'm
That is
Because then it's
intense.
that
So-
masculine
so-
energy that
no,
you
it's-
don't want.
so-
You want her to.
So,
Yeah, that's a little too
so
much for me.
like,
Oh
like,
my
you didn't,
Mark,
not in a million years. But I want my wife to get on somebody I'm talking to.
Man,
So
no.
let's take it to dating. Get on your knee, you crazy? That's me.
I ain't doing it.
Nah.
So
you
Marcus,
wouldn't
you
expect
saying
that.
that's an absolute turn
That's absolute
off?
no.
Like,
Not just-
like, how did you even?
How did we get to this point?
How did we continue on in this dating process, and I didn't pick up other serious alpha female traits where I could foresee you doing this, and I'm just going to keep dating you.
I don't
Like,
think
that's-
it's about alpha trait though.
So-
Hey yo, Marcus
so-
be like,
so-
yes,
Yeah, no,
yes,
no,
I'll
no.
marry you.
He ain't doing that at all. Like, can you imagine you going through dating with somebody, they're giving you signs, a woman's giving you signs that she's interested in you, and you're not catching none of it. That's why she get on her knee, because you're not paying attention to nothing she got going.
Should she still
No,
pursue
he's
it?
paying attention. He's paying attention. He is benefiting from everything she is giving him, and still not making no moves.
Listen,
So
if she
and
gotta-
that
if
is
she
why
gotta
she got on her knee.
if she got to
Ain't
ask,
gonna
he
be
don't
me.
want you.
He don't
Wow,
want you.
is that definitive?
That's
If
the-
she-
I believe that.
If she has to
Yeah.
ask, he don't want you.
I believe that. I do.
But what if he does? What if she
He
beat him
does.
to the punch?
No.
You
Can she
gotta
beat him to
feel
the
it.
punch?
Because I saw
You
something the
gotta
other
feel
day
it.
that said a man will take your food, he will sleep in your house, he will meet your family, and not really care much about you. Like it's different. We get very emotionally involved, and sometimes I'm not saying all men, But a lot of times men can kind of separate the two. They'll take what you're giving them if you're giving it, because that's your choice to give it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're for you or they want to be with you. And so when a woman sees that you're doing all this, you're taking my food, you're over my house, you met my mother, you took me to meet your mother, blah, 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 blah. This must mean. But he hasn't asked me yet. Why hasn't he asked me? You know what? Well, in 2023, we can do what we want, right? So I'm going to ask him. I believe what you're saying. If he ain't asked you yet, he just ain't that. He ain't trying to do anything. But
He don't want that problem.
it wouldn't be me. I'm not the pursuer. I don't.
So when we talked earlier, right before, so that way we don't leave the question unanswered. Men's perspective of reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you how you answered it.
Okay.
For men, it's wrong.
Okay.
Here's what men do to reassure, right? We try to be as honest as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We provide, we protect, and we come home to you.
That's in a marriage. So what do you do before? What did you do to reassure her before the marriage?
Before the marriage, you probably play the game a little bit. You send a couple text messages, emails, flowers.
Keyword here is game.
We all run a game in a relationship.
I ain't never run.
But here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying running game. I'm not saying running game as a form of dishonesty. But I'm saying running game is in a point of you're doing things that aren't naturally you. For men.
Oh, I was about to say. Wait a minute. So you lying?
No, but it's not your
Lying
strong
is
suit.
such an ugly word.
No. It's your representative.
It's not your strong suit.
It's your representative.
What you mean?
Because in the beginning, before you got her, you show up as this person. But then when you're married, it's like, well, I pay the bills. You should know that I love you. Nah. No, because that's what you're supposed to do. That is not the same as showing affection to reassure me that you still feel the same way you felt about me when you pursued me.
Because you told me.
Here's the thing, though.
You can tell me. Tell me. Tell me you love me. Tell me I look good today. Tell me.
I probably didn't see you if we was dating. I mean, I probably had to text you or something. You gotta send me a pic.
I want to be in Virginia's like left ear, like, yeah, get him.
Here we go. We lost one. I didn't think it would be him.
Get him, Virginia.
We lost one.
Get him, Virginia.
One down. Matter of fact, see, I'm just gonna sit over here, right on her lap.
You must have got
sit right on her lap, right?
Yo, I don't need that.
How good does it feel when your woman says, or when your wife says, babe, your haircut is fresh today.
Man, I be feeling like,
babe, you know what?
Boy,
you looking kind of. That shirt is hugging you the right way.
Yeah.
Babe, you know what? When you do this, it's like when I first met you. How do you feel?
So we're gonna get to that.
No, that's real. That's real.
That's on the man side.
You're right. No, I was just.
But here's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about reassurance for what a woman gives to a man. I'm talking about what a man gives to a woman for his reassurance. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that it's right.
Okay.
I'm just saying that this is how men communicate their love and their reassurance to a woman. Typically as a foundation, we decide, hey, this is somebody that I want to provide, protect for, and be as honest as possible to. That is our language of reassurance. Now, I got two guys here. Yeah. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me. Two guys sitting right next to me.
How we reassure the woman?
Yes.
Man,
I'll
be honest. I'll be honest. First time talking to Shauna, I lied to her. I told her I could sing. I told her I could sing.
She believed it?
No, she didn't believe it. She like, nigga, you gotta sing. But I tried to make myself somebody else not so I could appeal to her.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about reassurance that you gave her through the dating process of how did you feel like you reassured her? And not by the ways of what she expects, by the ways that you do as a man.
Man, that's a tough, like...
I know what I did. I like to leave.
We're talking about natural tendencies.
I like to leave singing voicemails on her phone.
That's reassuring.
So before she went to school,
Yeah, you acting out.
I would send her.
That's a talent.
I would sing.
He acting out.
I
I'm
was
telling
saying-
you.
I can't sing.
I was blind that I could sing.
No, but listen,
I'm
but
telling you,
listen.
he's acting.
But it's
He's
about
trying to get- he's
it's
trying
about
to
the
get- he's
effort
trying to
though.
catch something.
It's about the effort though.
Y'all crazy?
And then
That's why I said
also,
a lot
I would send her poetry. I would write poetry
That's
specifically
beautiful.
for her, describing specific aspects of her personality that I enjoy,
Man, I wrote a poem. I got a poem on my phone.
and I would send it to her.
A big part of reassurance is just communicating. Communication.
That's a different-
And keeping the
that's a different-
connection.
Letting her know how you talk to her.
Communicate. You know, if I know where you are and I know what's going on and I know what's happening and I can feel it, it's when it's shaky ground when I don't know what's going on and you ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, man.
And I'm trying to figure it out and you not talking.
She's
then I
right.
might need to know.
Cause our wives didn't have to look for us when we was dating. They knew what was up. They knew where we was at, who we was
Let me tell you
with.
something. This man and I know his schedule to this day.
Once again, bruh, if you watching this, man, my apologies,
He
bruh.
can't tell me. I bet you he can't tell me my schedule. But I know exactly. I know when he's going down to sleep. I know when he's getting up. I know when he's on his way to work. I know what day his class ends. I know when it started. I know these things.
Yeah.
I know that he didn't even really have to tell me. I'm that observant. I'm so observant that he didn't even know how to sleep well until he met me.
Yeah.
He didn't know what a real pillow was. A real one. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like you don't have to guess how I feel about you because I'm already doing it. I know what you need before you know it.
No, that's.
Can we say it with that much confidence? We was
Say
dating.
what?
No.
That like how she's talking.
No,
I
I
can't.
mean, I'm.
You can?
No,
That's what I'm
I.
talking about.
I would
But
say
I
like.
thought all pillows was the same. So I don't know.
No.
Sleeping on
No.
a little
No.
decorative.
Yeah.
I-
No.
as long as it's
He
plump,
was
right?
so in love, it didn't matter what you slept on.
Yeah.
Man, I sleep on this floor.
If my neck hurt, I need a different pillow.
Y'all knew me when I was dating. It was
we
different.
know you. Yeah, we.
I would tell that
No,
story.
tell the stories. Go ahead, brother.
No, I think.
Go ahead.
I think my
You know,
favorite.
Go ahead. Which one are you gonna tell?
I know my favorite one.
No, which one you gonna tell?
I know
Which
my
one?
favorite one. I know my favorite one.
About me? Go ahead.
No. I think.
Wait, hold on. See, hold
You
on.
want? Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
When I was
I'm
in
good.
New York.
Why are we whispering?
No.
Which one?
No, Jay. He want.
No! Yo, nigga, tell me which one you talking about.
Bring on these songbirds.
Yo. He like
You
which
talking
one?
about Randy Kearney's house?
You should be embarrassed if I tell this story.
Which
Oh
one?
my Lord, I want to
He
hear
said
it.
which one? He put the
The
mic
one
away.
where
Like which
the
one?
You asked me to spend the night at your house when y'all first got the house.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
my goodness,
Hey, I wanna
oh
So-
my goodness.
Let me tell you how I love this nigga was.
Gone.
Y'all killing me with the
him and
N-word.
his
Come on,
wife
y'all.
get a house,
Gone.
and he like, yo, come down. The wedding gonna be tomorrow. You in the wedding, just it'll be easier for you to travel. Just come stay down here. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Caring, concern, and friend.
I don't know. By the time I finished telling the story, I don't know if you were. So
James
I'm like, all right, y'all just moved in the house. Where I'ma sleep at? He was like, well,
I remember this story now. Go ahead.
you want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
So
going.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, y'all ain't, I know y'all ain't got my stuff moved in there. Like, so where I'ma sleep? He's like, well, we got the bed in me and Brittany's room, but we not gonna sleep in. I'm gonna sleep on the floor because the first time I want to sleep in there is gonna be with Brittany, so we gonna have to sleep in the floor. I said, bro, have you lost your mind? You want me to leave my bed
That's facts.
Yeah.
in my house to come down and sleep on the floor in your
Listen.
house because you got a perfectly good bed in there that you're not gonna use?
Ain't nobody sleeping in
Until-
no bed that me and my wife ain't slept in yet. That's
So-
all facts.
When you just brought up that story about how he would have just slept on a board, yeah, he was tripping.
Do you
That's
respect that?
love. I respect
So-
that.
Man, hey, yo,
Yo, there go that.
amazing.
That's that fairy tale joint.
Yeah.
That's that fairy tale.
that's not
That's
no fairy
the
tale because it
thing.
happened in real life.
You know what I
Fairy
did?
tale joint.
You know what I did?
Stayed in
I
Baltimore.
said, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, I'll be there. What time you need me there for?
And you know what? Hey, I respected that.
Yeah.
Sion, what was you gonna tell? What story was you gonna tell?
I mean, I just think my favorite story is just a very short.
Go ahead. It's about me.
story. it's just how,
Here we go.
regardless of where James was, he was ready for tribulation. James said, like, we was just talking about real dating aspects, and James was so in love. He was so compelled to say he was ready for tribulation. Can you imagine when you think about the word tribulation? You're ready for anything. James wasn't even married yet. This dude was so convinced. He's like, I'm ready for tribulation.
He said it like that.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
I'm ready for tribulation. I'm like, yo, dude, are you crazy? Are you nuts? Are you ready for like problems? He was so gung-ho for his woman. I'm ready for tribulation. Like, this nigga is tripping.
But that's amazing though, because when you think about love, it covers.
Nah.
It's patient. It's kind.
This dude right here,
That's very
one of one.
that's very
One of one.
scripted.
Yeah,
You're right,
one
one
of
of
one.
challenges.
One of one.
I'm not saying he wasn't,
He
but I'm
was
saying
one of
till
one.
you
One of
get in
one.
it and you experience them challenges, you might wake up and be like,
I'm not ready.
yeah.
But you're
Let me-
aware of
let
the
me
challenges.
backtrack.
It wasn't
No.
like he was in a smoke of romantic love that, you know,
Thank you,
your head
Ginger.
is in a cloud.
Thank you,
and
Ginger.
There's nothing that can. You know that there will be tribulation, and so you're ready for the challenges because.
No, what he was ultimately ready for.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
well,
What he ultimately was ready for
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, he was.
was just to be married. Period. Like he didn't care.
Yeah.
He's
Whatever else came
He's ready.
along with it.
He's right.
As long as he had
Yeah,
that
like,
to
long as
offset.
he
I was
had
that
her,
committed.
that's ultimately what he
That's
He
all
wanted.
I
wanted-
wanted.
That's
all I
not
wanted.
that's
No,
not typical.
In spite of the
Right.
tribulation, as long as he had her
Yeah.
next to him, he could conquer any.
but see,
challenge.
that's amazing because you don't find that now.
That is amazing, and
It
it's
is-
very rare. It's like a unicorn.
It is beyond a unicorn. It is beyond
like
a
a
unicorn.
No, Ginger, this dude's wildin'.
If you think that comes
He
every
wildin'.
10 years, it doesn't. It's like Haley's Pond.
Well, the fact
He
is,
wildin'.
because
He
there's nothing
wildin'.
out there even
Listen,
remotely close.
This guy, he's wildin'.
She said even remotely
Wildin'.
close.
He's
So
wildin'. Like, he's wildin'.
So we talk about
Hey,
you,
Tom, you
right?
getting all this right, bro?
He's wildin'. He's
I
wildin'.
mean, yo.
This dude was so convinced. He was like, yo, this nigga's lost his mind.
Yeah.
he did not lose his mind.
And he was.
Oh, he
and
lost his
He
mind.
No, it
lost his
wasn't
mind.
Yes,
lost.
it is because you know
He
why?
lost his
Sometimes I
mind.
say love is like insanity. Like he was like if he could put love in a needle and shoot it, that's what he would have
Yeah,
done.
he'd be.
But see,
he'd be
that's
He
dope.
wouldn't have ate no
That's the
food.
thing. That's
He
what
wouldn't
I
have came
love
out for
about it,
sunlight.
though.
He would have just lived
Yeah,
under a
yeah,
blanket,
yeah.
shooting up love in a house with no power, no heat, no
That's the
electricity.
tribulation. No,
nothing.
Ginger, that's the tribulation.
He said shooting up.
No utilities paid. He alone.
Right.
Most women are like that. That's how we fall in love. We don't see nothing else. We don't care about our girlfriends. In fact, what girlfriends? Like, we don't care. We only see that person who we love, and we only want to be with them. And we're only going to deal with them. We don't care what it comes with. We don't care what happens and this and that and the other. You don't, at least I don't hear that about men as much as I see that
You don't
when it
because
comes to
it's-
women.
Yeah, it's a unicorn.
Yeah, my man.
You ever see like the Paramount like movies when that
Yeah.
horse come out with wings and he all white with no imperfections? That's this guy, right?
That boy, man.
He said that's
He
this
was
guy.
so convinced. I was like, yo, why is he so convinced at
That's
21?
amazing.
But you know what though? I was very young.
You were convinced.
But the way that I looked at it was, I ain't known a lot of girls. That wasn't nothing. Y'all know how we was running back in the day.
Right,
I knew a lot of girls
right,
and hung with them.
right.
But none of them had ever made me feel like I could go beyond us just kicking it and going out to Fridays for happy hour.
Right.
I never felt that. So when I felt it, I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm catching a spaceship to the moon, yo.
Yeah.
Because this is different. That's what I felt, so I went for it.
To this day.
12 years in the game.
To this day, I'm going through tribulation. I'm like, how did this Bama say that he was ready for this before he got married? And I'm in tribulation.
He put in that needle.
Yo,
Yeah,
like, yo,
I
there's
got
no
that needle.
way.
I got that
He's
needle
He's a
pop.
unicorn. He's a
I got that
unicorn.
needle popping.
How?
So
Huh?
when we talked about like right with the you talked about
Boy,
where
crazy.
you know who
Boy, crazy.
I am, like there's no guessing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that women or yourself have to ask for things more than once?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I mean, I won't say that I do because I don't deal with a man on a regular basis, you know, because I'm a single person. But like I have, my sisters are all married, and so you know.
She's single, guys.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was that
Um,
inappropriate? Hey, just saying.
She had a hand.
Just
So-
saying. Go ahead. Sorry,
I know
Ginger.
it's
When I think about, you know, some of the things that they, you know, I won't say use the word complain, but they express themselves about.
Complain.
Your sisters, you saying?
It is about, you know, just having to ask a lot. You know, certain things that should be a given. Like you should know. I think we talked about that earlier.
Lie.
When you were talking about,
What should be a given?
well, you know, it was so funny because
Her sister's father.
earlier,
Yeah.
Sam was talking about how he saw some laundry. He was listening to some music and it made him want to fold laundry. He saw that there was a need
Yeah.
and he just
Yeah.
So what are those things like? Like do that.
So it's just general things. I mean, if you come in the house, you know, and we both work
Mm-hmm.
and we both are tired,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's children and this and that and the other, and there is I shouldn't have to ask you to help me.
Yeah.
Why you just don't want to help?
That's a whole different. That's a
Why-
whole
why-
different dynamic.
Why you just don't want to help?
And I'll just say this, because sometimes couples don't talk about the responsibilities of what happens after children.
Why do I have to talk about general things that need to be done around the house when you see they need to be done?
It's not as clear cut and dry as that, because, and I'll give you the scenario, right? Let's say a woman wants kids and the man doesn't want them, or vice versa, and the person compromises in a relationship. And then you come home after your hard day of work, man or woman,
Mm-hmm.
let's play both genders, play devil's advocate, and the house is a mess with the kid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that person is going to think of, generally, who didn't want kids, is this isn't my mess to deal with. Like, she or he wanted these kids.
That's very selfish.
It is, but that's how people. Because you know why? People were the first when you say it's selfish. People are like, I had these kids for you.
Yeah.
Are we a team?
We supposed to be.
Are we a team?
Yeah.
I didn't force you. Nobody put a gun up to your head.
Yeah.
So therefore, what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. And so if you see a need, I'll give you an example. You know, a lot of times men want to be the ones to, they are the ones to make the decisions, final decisions for the family and this and the other, right? They want to, I'm the head, I make the decision, right? But then you can't take the lead in the small things.
Oh.
1, 2, clearly, and I'll use my father for example. You know, my mother would say, and this, you know, this is a man that, you know, has some struggles, but my mother doing her part, she's going to be submissive. She's going to show respect and honor to her husband because that's who she chose as her head. Sir, husband, there's a leak. We need the leak fixed. Whether you fix it or you get somebody else to fix it, we need the leak fixed. There's a problem. We're going to have mold. Okay, I'm on it. Days go by.
Oh.
Husband, there's a leak. Days go by. I'm on it. Days go by. Husband, there's a leak. It's getting worse. Days go by. We're going to have a problem. When are you going to get it done? Days go by. Okay, now my mother is like, you know what? Before this house falls apart, let me make a phone call. Now you got a problem. I said I'll get it done. What am I supposed to do?
That scenario unacceptable.
You know,
It happens.
that
100%.
that
It
happens.
happens.
It happens, dog. It happens.
It happens. And so when somebody asks you something, you know,
Yeah.
why do I have to ask you? You see it happening. You see it. Why do I have to keep asking you? You see it happening. What you gonna wait until we have no house?
Now,
No
let
water?
me ask you this.
What
Right?
you gonna do?
One
One of the things we
What
talked
you gonna
about,
do?
right, with this
It'd be
was,
like, my bad.
so we're talking about men taking the lead, right?
Uh-huh.
So one of the people who brought up this was like planning a vacation, planning a date night, things like that, taking small stuff, right? We talked about, right? Cooking, cleaning, right?
Yeah.
So have you guys ever seen, this is to everybody, have you guys ever seen where it's like, I wish he would do the dishes. He does the dishes. Oh, why you using that sponge? Oh, why you drying them off this way?
Oh my goodness.
Or why you wanted the man to do the dishes? Now you nitpicking.
I agree
Oh,
with
he
that.
done the whites. Oh, why you didn't use vinegar? Why you didn't use baking soda? Why you didn't use?
I told y'all
No,
about
we
that
can't
folding.
micromanage.
I agree.
I
I
told
agree with that.
I told y'all about that folding that happened last night.
When you
happened
was
last
old, you
night.
said you was
No,
old,
she
you
said-
was
she
nice
said-
though.
Did you separate the whites properly?
Huh?
Did you separate the clothes properly? I ain't being crazy. That's real talk. I know what's a white, what's a gray, what's a dark.
Okay.
I got 3 piles. She was questioning, did I know how to separate the piles of laundry? She's like, I know you don't do it much, so I just want to make sure. I'm like, I'm doing it.
So what you saying is you lack
Well, why you get
consistency, so
defensive?
she needed
Why
reassurance.
did you get defensive though?
Both of y'all. I don't want to
He lacked consistency, so she needed reassurance.
Exactly, because you got defensive because you know you don't do it that
I'm
often.
not saying I'll put myself out there. I'm not saying I do it often. But you mean to tell me I don't know
But
how
you
to
do know the
separate
colors in the
laundry?
crayon box, is what you
Yeah.
said.
I agree with
Why you gonna see me take the initiative and question my initiative?
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Like,
I do
yeah,
feel like,
don't question my initiative.
and I feel like this in a lot of different ways because I mean, in a lot of different ways. But I just had this conversation with one of my sisters, and I was just like, okay, well, he's doing it.
Yeah, just let him do it.
Just like it's not gonna be the way you do it.
Mhm.
He can't do it the way you do it.
Yeah.
But you wanted him to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I don't want to say this, and please don't get defensive, but it's like almost like.
We will. Go ahead.
No, I don't want you to.
Virginia, go
It's
ahead.
almost like a
Okay,
kid.
Before I
Like-
punch you in the face, this is going to hurt.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Because y'all got kids.
But don't say ow.
So you want the kids to have, you want your child to have a little bit of independence, so you're gonna watch them do it themselves.
Absolutely.
Although you know that they're not gonna get it right
Yes,
the
ma'am.
first couple times, you're still gonna let them do it. You may know that you might have to come behind them a little bit. You're not gonna let them know, but because you want them to still have their dignity.
There's an art to it.
But you appreciate that they're doing it,
There's an art to it. Yeah.
right?
My-
So it's
yeah,
just the
yeah.
way you approach things. It's just the way you do it. Because I'm gonna always appreciate when you take the initiative. I'm gonna always do it. I'm gonna look at it and be like, oh Lord, he did it though.
Yeah.
It ain't right, quite,
Yeah.
but he did it.
Listen, men will take their pat on their heads.
And I
Do
love
y'all
it.
agree with that? I'll take my pat on the
Well,
head.
look, I'll
I'm like, yes, good husband. I'm good
And I'm
with
gonna
that.
hype you
No,
up. I'm the biggest hype
I-
man in the world. I'm gonna be like, babe,
No,
hey,
because
you
it
did
comes,
that.
It comes with something. When you go and give me that compliment, it's like this backhanded compliment.
It's not a backhanded
It's a backhanded compliment.
It's not.
I'm like, dang, I took the initiative, but you like, oh, I did 3 things wrong?
Oh no,
Man,
okay,
forget
okay,
this.
I do see that. Okay.
Forget this. Like, you want me to take the initiative, come home, see we both tired, take the initiative, then you gonna tell me I did 3 things wrong in this process? Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so can I say this?
Please.
You cannot get defensive because first of all, she's not used to you doing it, and we already made that
The
clear.
consistency.
But
thing,
think
I got
about your children.
you. Yeah, okay.
When you see your child doing something and they not doing it completely the way they supposed to do it, you might say, you know what, son? You didn't do it like this, you did, but you did it, and I'm
Yeah.
proud of you, but
Yeah.
you. So
Here's a
if your son just stomped away like, Dad, I'm never doing this again, cause you didn't, well, you be like, no, it's not even like that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get you to do it the way it's supposed to be done. I'm teaching you. I'm showing you.
Here's the thing.
Maybe if you change your perspective or the way you look at it.
How you do that with an adult though?
Well, maybe sometimes you can't just get so defensive and jump to conclusions all the time. She's not coming at you. She's not attacking you. You're on the same team.
I done did the work that you asked me to do. Not the way you wanted me to do it. Not the way you would have did it. So it's wrong because I did it the way I thought
Did
was
she
best.
say it was wrong?
It's preference.
It's like you bringing up 5 things that
Right.
you would have
We're
did
talking about
different.
preference.
Oh, you folded this wrong. Or you put this in the wrong
Is she just
drawer.
teaching you, or are you just getting defensive because you just want her to appreciate the act?
I just want her to be quiet. Accept the fact that I did it. That's all I want. I want her to be like, it
Is
got
that
done.
wrong? Is that wrong for a man
It
to
got
expect
done.
that? For her to
It got
just
done.
Because here's the thing.
I didn't
like,
fold it the way you
because I
would,
understand
but it got done.
Because I understand where you're coming
You
from.
wanted to get done.
Because
it got
I
done.
do understand that you're just like, well, man, if you don't like the way I do it, I'm just not going to do it. But then that's a very immature attitude to have.
No, it's not an immature
Because it's
attitude. We both got different ways to do it. Why can't you accept my way?
And I understand that.
Accept my way as a standard for what I
Because
choose to do.
Because
Why gotta be your way?
Because you haven't been doing it.
Why gotta be
And
your
it's
way?
a system.
Why gotta be your way?
And
But
we
if
have a
it-
system.
It's the
Why
case
gotta
though.
be your
Here's the
way?
thing.
Because you haven't been doing
This
it.
hit a nerve. This hit a nerve.
It's a
It's
system.
the way that we've been doing it, and it's the way that things need to be done. It's like I
Right.
can put anything
He
away.
didn't fold it the way. He didn't put the left arm
If
on
we
the
have
right
a-
arm.
Hey, y'all,
But the
talk about to
folded
leave
it.
right now. Go fold some towels.
If we have a system,
That works for us. Why is it wrong?
if we have a system, then don't complain when somebody else, when you were the one who have to stick to the system. If you don't want nobody else deviating from your system, because nobody has to follow your rules, per se, right? Then you can't complain, right? So
I don't
let me
think
give
it's
you an
about
example.
that.
What's 3 plus 1? What number is equal to?
4.
4. What's 1 plus 3?
4. Yes.
We flipped the numbers around and we got the same answer.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't matter if how I do the laundry. Is the laundry clean and folded by the end of the task the way that I finished doing it?
That is true.
Man,
But there are teachable moments here. Okay, because it's not something that you do all the time. And so if she's been doing it all this time and there's a certain way she wants to, it's, for example, I watched my sister, she's teaching my nephews how to care for themselves. They're 12 and 9, right? She is teaching them, they're cooking, they know how to cook eggs and
That's
everything
dope.
else. You know what I'm saying? So she was showing the right way to load the dishwasher.
The right
Right.
way to load.
Yes,
the
there is a right
dishwasher.
way. You didn't know there was a right way to load the dishwasher?
Well,
I don't use it.
I haven't went over. I have not been trained
Listen.
with a checklist.
There is certain way that so that the dishes get clean. There's a way that you need to put the dishes in the dishwasher. So,
Oh yeah,
so
I
she's
can
showing
understand.
them.
Yeah.
You're not
how
gonna
to
put them in
do
upside
that.
down.
Right.
Do y'all want to know how the
Upside down
unicorn
on the
does
top.
it? Y'all want to know how the unicorn takes care of this?
Oh
Tell
my
us.
gosh.
Tell us.
The unicorn
Yeah,
says
I heard that
this.
side, bro.
The unicorn says this.
This dude said the unicorn.
I asked my dear wife, babe, if you want it done this way, and you know for sure that I'm not gonna be able to measure up to this way, I can support you while you do it your way.
Bruh,
Man, I'll just like
just fold
James
the
is.
towels the way I told you.
No,
Bruh.
but that's a double standard though. Because
James-
no, listen, listen, I got us. I got it. Sion, listen. So if that's the case,
Mhm.
does that go the other way as well?
You know what? I don't mind taking direction from.
Does it go the other way?
Look,
Does it ever go the other way?
Make my sandwich the way I'm telling you.
Oh
to
my
make it.
goodness.
Put the cheese to the bread. Meat after the cheese. Don't put meat, bread, then cheese.
So if Miss J does it that way, you're not eating it.
I don't even ask her to make my food. Like, so,
Cause you was making peach cobbler yesterday, right?
well, my personal life has nothing to do with it.
No, but I'm saying this is dang. So obviously he was making peach cobbler.
I want some.
You know,
Did you bring some?
This dude is out of control. You just call me a unicorn. I don't make peach cobbler.
Listen,
you know,
I don't know anybody.
like,
Floyd, do you make peach cobbler? He not even married,
yeah.
and he don't make peach cobbler, but you make it.
I don't write
So
poems.
so
but
you
do.
Oh wait, stop.
You
But
said
I mean, hey,
frozen
people
frozen
appreciate-
frozen.
Wow.
peach cobbler way more than they do a poem.
Wow.
It depends on what woman.
Man, what?
It depends, James.
Virginia, you want a poem or peach cobbler?
I'm gonna say peach cobbler.
Thank you.
But
So,
everybody,
ding, 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 ding. The unicorn is right again.
She hasn't eaten yet. That's why she wants peach.
Nah, she was good.
I
She good.
got a poem in here. Yeah.
Sion, if you read a poem, it's over.
So let me ask you this: then, do you ever find yourself in relationships where you expect men to read your mind?
No.
You are. Let me stop you right now.
Mm-hmm.
You are the first woman in history who ever said
Hey,
Well, I
do-
just
do we have
finished
confetti?
telling you that you're not gonna have to
And
guess
I-
about how I feel.
You can say
That's
whatever you
just-
want from me or not. I don't believe.
Ryan, do we have confetti right
I'm a
away?
very vocal person. Like I just told y'all earlier
Right, you know that song.
that you don't have to guess about how I feel. So I have no problem. I'm a firm believer in using your voice,
Mm-hmm.
saying what you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer in a closed mouth don't get
I think
fed.
she's a unicorn too.
So
I think she's on my team.
Let's
Let it go.
from that.
Yep, let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
I wanted to meet the
So
man
I
that
don't
you
want
married.
anybody
and-
But no, hold on. Let me just answer that though. I do expect you to be observant and to use your brain. So I shouldn't have to tell you everything. There's certain things that I
There's
feel
a
like
caveat.
you should know because you've gotten that close to me. Because I'm gonna know certain things about you. Because I show that personal interest. You know, that's how you show people
So
that
you
you're.
possibly would never be at a party with your future husband and say, you should have known I was ready to leave by the way I looked.
Sir,
Yep.
if you
I'm
know,
always
if
always
you
gonna
know,
look.
let me just say
I'm
this.
always
Sure,
gonna walk up
she-
to you and tell
yeah,
you
she
I'm
about
ready.
to double back. She
Hold
about
on.
to double back.
Did you know what your mama meant when she just looked at you?
No.
When you was acting up, you did not know.
No.
Bad example.
That's a
Especially,
lie.
no.
That's a
I'm
lie.
gonna tell you this. No, it's not
You ain't
because
got the lie.
Ask
Craig.
Sion.
especially
Let's
You
give
ain't
him.
got the
Ask
lie,
Sion.
Craig.
no, because especially as I got to my teenage years, I started to realize my mother is a woman.
What the devil?
He gonna explain himself. He gonna explain
Please.
himself.
She almost
And I don't mean a woman by gender. It's like,
Yeah,
you
She
got
don't think
mom right
like
now.
him.
You doing you a woman.
If you
She
was sitting there
thinking
acting
different.
up
She thinking
And
No,
your
no,
mother
no, no,
looked
no,
at
no, no,
you
no. I'm not
and
talking
was
about
like,
that.
he's finally
and was like this,
he had a
because
moment where he realized she thought different.
because we can look at each other and have a whole conversation without no words.
Who?
But y'all
Other
put us in situations where like
What does look mean?
I don't know.
if
That's
we
a
don't-
lie.
No,
You
all right,
know
so
it.
sorry,
That's a lie. You
all
know
right.
it.
I'll speak on my truth.
Let me
Forty.
ask, no other
If
other
somebody
man in
looked
here
at
has
you
ever
like-
looked at that has had that reality check with their mother. Like, oh,
Yeah, maybe not mom, but like.
I know what she's thinking by her expression. Yeah.
You
Mom?
know.
Yeah.
You know
That's
if
not
y'all
what I'm
if
talking
you're talking too much and your wife looks at you like,
Oh, I know that look.
Yeah, shut up.
I'd be getting it right now if she was here.
how come your kids know and you don't?
my son don't listen to my wife.
No, I
My son is
So
cute.
like.
How old is your son?
2.
That's
Yeah.
why. He's
Yeah,
2.
he's on the way.
He ain't listening to you
He's
either.
on the way.
Oh no, he listened to me.
Marcus, that's
He's
a whole
that
nother
voice- That voice got
podcast.
real deep.
He said that's
that
a
voice got deep.
He's
That
on the
voice
way.
got real deep.
He's on the way.
That voice got real deep.
He's
He
on
was
the
like,
way.
oh no, he listen to me.
He's on the way. He's on the way.
Okay.
He's on the way. He's on the way. Yeah, he's on the way.
So do you guys? Let me ask you guys this: do we express love in different ways? If so, how? When it comes to women,
You asking me?
I got 2 guys sitting right here.
How do we express love in different ways?
Yeah,
James already told us.
that
how he
women
explained it.
women don't understand.
Wait, yeah, tell me.
Well, I will say some men, not me,
Speak for you.
because I got a long thing in front of my
Speak for
forehead.
you, bro. Unicorn. Speak for you.
For
Speak
me?
you. Yeah, speak for you.
I express love in every way that's not associated with something that a man is expected to do. I don't believe I express love by taking care of my children. I don't believe I express love by paying the mortgage.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I do not believe I express love by doing anything that I'm obligated to do as a husband.
You don't get a cookie for that?
I express love
It's
by
dangerous. So then, why do you want validation for cooking and cleaning?
no.
It's the same.
I'm not
it's
talking
roles-
about you.
It's roles and
Oh well, dang, you
responsibilities.
gotta be specific
but
then, brother.
What Marcus is
I
saying
don't
is
want
roles and
validation, but you
responsibilities.
want appreciation.
Because
There's roles and
how many women will
responsibilities.
look as soon as you take your first bite and say, "Is it good? Do
Yeah.
you like it?"
Every time. Every time.
Come on now.
Every
That's what
time.
you're supposed to do.
Every time. Every time.
Oh, that's feedback. That's feedback.
I love it.
Every time. I love
Yo,
it.
I done ate a meal. She mad because I ain't telling her on the first bite if it was good or not.
Well, I
On
mean,
the first bite, she was like, you didn't say anything, honey.
Yo, that is true. Because Britt will wake up out of her sleep.
Right.
It'll be like 1 o'clock, and everyone sleeps. She been asleep for hours, and I'll be eating like right on the edge of the bed. And she be like, "Is it good?" I'll be like, "Whoa,
That's what she wants.
are you sleep talking?"
it's
Validation.
her feedback. She need to know
Right.
whether she
Validation.
likes it.
40 minutes ago, it was reassurance.
That's
it turned
feedback.
to feedback.
It's feedback.
This is the stuff that makes us laugh in the Stigma Room. We can talk about this stuff when it's not
A lot.
Stigma Room. Stuff that makes us laugh, man.
Yeah. Virginia,
Oh, man.
Virginia, flip the script.
Feedback.
She done said.
It is. I need to know.
Dang,
Am
yo.
I gonna cook
I
this
ain't
again or
gonna-
not?
But that
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
mean just because
Oh, okay.
I don't say
Listen,
anything, that doesn't mean.
if that was the case, you would just ask, should I cook this again? He says, no.
Oh, he's gonna lie.
And
But
you
if
gonna
you
say,
cleaned your plate, that means you
why?
like this.
No, it doesn't.
That's not
no,
true.
it doesn't.
But, oh, come on now.
You
Let's
just
back
ate
it up.
No, it
No.
doesn't.
Hold on
You
now.
wasn't being honest.
Hold on. You were looking for more than what you just said.
Okay.
If the Bama cleaned his plate, you can be like, it was good, wasn't it? You like that dish?
Yeah. I'm
Exactly.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna just assume he liked it. You're gonna want to hear
asking.
that from
That's
him.
a yes or no question.
Oh, okay.
Yes or no
You like
question.
it? Yes. Okay, bye. No.
All right.
Okay. Then I'll get it in.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the list.
You want?
I'll put it in the
I want more
in the
validation.
Rolodex.
I even want more validation like when I'm on the grill.
Right.
I
I'ma
want
give
more
it to you.
validation. I
Let me
want
tell
more
you
than
something. Ain't nobody gonna validate you more. Because I'll be like,
that.
man,
Yeah, this
that
yeah,
steak
she, yeah,
was
I know.
good.
I already know.
I'm telling you, I'm a hype man. I hype people up in my chair every day. I have no problem hyping you up. You will think that you could moonwalk on out of here and that you and Michael Jackson and twirl around outside. For real.
Yeah.
When I'm finished with you. So I have no problem giving you props, flowers, or whatever else. I'm gonna always big up anybody. One thing about my family is that even though I might not have gotten the confidence I needed from my father. Like I said, I got it from other people. I had cousins and brothers and sisters and everything else that would tell you, you know what, you're a baddie, you're beautiful. It doesn't matter. You can do this, you can do that, whatever else. Unfortunately, it was mostly from the women in my family, strong women. I do come from a family of women. And so they had to big up themselves. And so they're going to big up us as daughters, as nieces, as cousins, as aunties and everything else. And so my cousin would tell me, I don't care how you feel inside, you better walk in that room like you got Beyonce playing in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel, especially being in the business I'm in, where there's so much insecurity about how you look, about how your hair is, about this and that and the other. I have to big up. You got to feel like you're the most beautiful person when you leave my shop. That's why you come to me. Even if you don't feel that way, when you get to where you're going, you're going to feel that way in my salon and when you leave. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that comes into my life, I want to be that way for them. My sisters, you're beautiful. I don't care what. I love you. You know, you don't need that validation from over here because you got us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to do that. I'm going to naturally do it for the person I love that comes into my life as a partner.
You ever lie?
Period.
You ever lie to somebody? You ever lie to somebody?
No, I can't. I don't lie, but I try to.
Like, girl, you look good. Then you like.
I try to be completely honest, and my clients, you know that my clients know how I am because I have a hard time. Like, I'm not a good liar.
So if he burned the ribs on the grill, are you gonna tell him, baby, that was the best ribs I ever had?
No. I got better
Oh,
than
good.
that.
Give
Let's
us
say,
because I know we about to get him. We about to get him.
Let's-
Yeah, that's what
let's
you're gonna be.
Why y'all like to get me?
let's say, no. I'm not trying to get you, but here's a real one right here, right?
Okay,
Give him a better one.
When you first got with old boy, he was wearing a 42 regular slim fit, right? Athletic cut suit. Now,
Chiseled.
you know what I mean? A couple meals that went past, you been cooking, and my man they went to a 46 executive cut.
Yeah, and he had to buy a new belt.
Yeah. Are you? How soon are you telling him? He coming to you, ask you, hey, AV, how does Sue look? How does Sue look?
I want to hear this because she's thinking the whole time.
No, because I'm gonna think about how I would want him to approach me if I gained a couple pounds.
In other words, she's gonna lie.
No,
Because that's what he would. That's what he would do.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, babe, listen, I'm gonna love you no matter what.
So,
but
well, we didn't. That's not answering the question.
if he asked me how he looked in the suit, I honestly,
I'm gonna love you. I would love to say that. By the way, I would love to take.
Oh
that
no,
book
we
out
can't
and
say
change
that.
it. Yeah.
So what's your answer?
Look, that's a
No,
slice.
no.
Yo, that's
If
a slice
he
of that
came in
ginger
and
bread.
his suit was bigger,
That's a
I
slice of that
honestly don't
ginger
mind
bread.
that.
No. His suit's not bigger.
He's bigger. Let me get a slice of
I have
that
no
ginger
problem with
bread.
that.
You can be like, baby,
No, we didn't ask you
No,
that.
no.
Problem.
your suit, your butt.
He
You
said, how does this suit look? It's a 42 slim fit athletic cut. My man now is in the 46.
That's
And
two
he's still
suit
wearing a
sizes.
42.
Two suit
So for
sizes.
those who don't
Two.
understand, executive is
Two.
what we wore in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm trying
The
to figure out
baggy
what
The
that
box
looks
cut.
Yeah, box cut, like
Steve,
shoulder pads.
old Steve Harvey.
Shoulder
joint.
pads joint.
Box cut.
Like.
When you
I
didn't,
might be
when
like,
you didn't have to do no
Where
sit-ups.
basically
Shoulder
it's not a V
pads?
cut. You know, kind of like you'll see the shoulders that are trim in. That's a slim. The executive is
but let
just
me
straight
just
down.
say this: coming from a family that I come from, who keeps it all the way real, I'm gonna be like, baby, maybe that's not the best look for you at this point. No, for real. Maybe
That would crush
we should upgrade your suits.
To a what?
Maybe we should get you some new suits.
A
Maybe we
46?
should get you
To a what? He's
fitted.
asking. To what?
I don't know your size.
A
like
46 slim.
Does this fit?
that.
Does this fit? I mean, what you mean upgraded?
I'm just saying, maybe we should get you some new suits. I feel like these
To a
suits
what?
are outdated.
To a what, babe? No, I just got these last week. I got these when we got married.
Yeah,
like,
but
what
you know they
mean?
ain't hitting like they used to.
Oh, okay.
So let's
So
get
basically,
something up.
you're omitting the truth.
I'm not omitting. I'm
you call it?
reading.
I'm just not saying it.
You're doing everything,
Oh,
but
It's a gray
I'm
line.
doing a matrix around it.
Wow.
So that I don't
Ellie Varner
completely hurt your
joint?
feelings, but I'm getting what I, you know.
Is that the Ellie Varner?
Making my point.
All right.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our next point. The importance of letting a man lead. Fellas, do you think that is a understatement now? The importance of letting a man lead. Because here's the thing, we're going to get it wrong sometimes. But do you find that women let you live in the wrong and accept it, ride with you,
How do y'all feel, fellas?
and say, we're going to get it on the next one? I think it's a lost art.
Yeah, you want to be able.
Because the alpha female is on the rise.
Yeah. You want to be able to make a decision and let it ride. I've learned in some of my decisions, I'm open enough to go back to the table and say maybe I didn't do that correctly. I'm open enough to say that. That's my truth. I'm open up to say I was wrong. I made the wrong decision. Maybe I jumped the gun on something without putting together all the facts.
Okay, I understand that. But now what do you see when, before that happened, like, do you see a lot of men being able to make the decision, or once the decision is made and it goes south, are there repercussions?
Yeah, everybody's relationship is different. Some women let their man know instantly that they were wrong, and that defeats the whole purpose of the man taking the lead. When she opens her mouth initially and say, "Oh, you're wrong," wow, like I told you. A man don't want to hear that. That's
So you don't want to
last
hear I
thing.
told you so.
Oh my goodness.
Let me ask you this. Do you think somebody would want to hear that?
No. I'm just asking a
Yeah,
question.
not at all.
I'm
Not at
asking
all.
y'all. But at the same time, are you open to hear her suggestions?
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
even
here's the reality
Uh-huh.
though. Just because you have a suggestion doesn't mean that we're going to go with it.
that's true, but then you assume the responsibility and the accountability for when it goes awry.
That's
so,
my role.
Right.
I'm not
okay.
making no unilateral
So you
decisions.
just don't.
Period.
So you're saying you just don't want anybody to be like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
The delivery.
Wait,
the
I got
delivery
a question for the
impacts us.
fellas though. I'm curious about
The
something.
delivery impacts us.
Maybe
Can-
you should have listened to me.
Can
The
you
deli-
can you
How does
count?
that make you mad?
How
How many-
mad? It's just
Have y'all made that many decisions
Oh.
without her agreeing? Cause I haven't.
Well,
Yes.
well,
I
like,
haven't.
sometimes,
I have not. I have not.
sometimes it might be financial. Sometimes it might be.
I'm definitely not
like,
making
sometimes
those.
it's might. It could be just
And
different.
it's not always
aspects.
big.
It's
big
not always big
decisions.
ones, but it's like
I'm yielding all day.
But
Like,
when
I
you're
don't
making the
care.
decisions, are you making it off the simple fact is that I'm the man and I make the decision?
not at all.
I never,
Or-
I never make a
Because
decision
sometimes I
about
feel
it.
like
Not
you
at
have to
all.
be aware of your limitations and your weaknesses. She might be stronger in the financial department than you are, but then you make all the big decisions, and if you don't take her suggestions into consideration because she's stronger in that aspect,
Mhm.
and then you lost a lot of money or certain things have gone awry because you didn't even want to listen, that's really arrogant and selfish
I
in
agree.
a lot of ways.
And I'll tell you honestly,
And then you don't wanna hear about
make,
yourself?
I don't make decisions based off of egotism because
That's
I would never talk to you if it was off of egotism. I would just make the
good.
decision.
You just do it.
But the thing that I bring this up, and this goes along with our next point, right? When it said, like, we have a point here where it says one of the guys said, following directions once they have been given instead of wanting to have a discussion about it. So just understand, we talking about, like, so when one of the guys said, following directions once they have been given instead of wanting to have a discussion about it. So if I'm saying that this is the best direction for the family and I still considered you, but just understand that I may not choose what you wanted. I'm going to consider it, but I'm going to choose the final direction.
And
You may not agree with it,
Okay.
but all I need you to do is ride with me. And if I'm wrong, then it falls 100% on me. And understand that I'm going to work to get us out of this hole. But I'm making the best decision that I feel that is right for us. Ultimately, not off of egotism,
I've
but
considered
because
all parties.
if I lose, you lose.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to see you lose.
So how many men break it down to their wives in that manner
They should.
without and not just go and make the decision and expect her to follow the direction? Because when I read that statement, that kind of annoyed me a little off the simple fact that, and maybe I didn't read it in that context, but why wouldn't you want me to feel comfortable with your decision as your partner? We're a team. You know, we work together. We're one. So whatever you do, even though you have the final say, it affects me. And you, in your position, your responsibility to me is to put my best interests first as the head of the household. So in this aspect, if I'm still uneasy about it, it is bothering me because I am not sure. Why can't we have further discussion? You cannot expect me, if I'm a capable wife, I'm going to have my own mind, thought process, and opinion. Two are better than one. A plan fails when there's no advisors, right? No consultation. So if I'm still uncomfortable, it is your responsibility to make me comfortable.
Now, let me give you some things you won't have the comfort on,
And
right?
I can-
Until you see the result.
That's true. That's true.
And then
That's when
sometimes
I have to just trust you.
a decision may need to be made where we don't have the time to continue to discuss it
So
day
if
in
you
and
trust
day
me,
out.
why you?
So here's the think about this.
If he broke it down like that, I might trust you.
Here's the thing to think about this. If we talking about a union,
Mm-hmm.
you chose me.
Uh-huh.
So overall, if you chose me, then you know I'm not leading you astray. You should, because you chose me. That's part of your process. You may not understand everything I do.
But people be doing stuff to make you doubt. Yeah, people be doing stuff like I chose him, but
It's not.
So who is that falling on? Is that falling on her or him?
That's not
Does
falling.
somebody not do their homework?
No. Because we
Does somebody
change.
not do their homework?
We change.
Yeah,
Remember,
we're
we go from the representative to the real person within the marriage. And so when you're presented with challenges that you weren't presented with in the dating process, now you really see who's for you. But in anything where there's a team involved, in any of the sports that y'all watch, there's a captain, but the team discusses the plays and the strategies.
And who makes the final decision?
Right. The captain does, right?
No.
And everybody got to follow
No,
through.
no,
Or
the captain
whoever-
is not.
Well, how
The
does it
coach
go? The coach
makes
does.
the final
Okay, so
decision.
whoever is in charge makes the final decision of what we're gonna do. But there is a strategy, right? We practice together. We have to be in unison. We have to know what's going on. There has to be communication for everybody to work together to reach the final goal. So I might not be completely comfortable, but if you've done your homework and I trust you in that aspect, you know what? He's never steered us wrong. You know what? He's always had our best interests at heart. But that comes with consistency.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
so we could relate it because you did the U-on with the sports, so I know you're into sports a little bit
Just a
too.
little bit.
Just a
Well, my
little
mother
bit.
is.
Okay.
I don't know it all. He had to tell me
Okay.
it was the coach. And I
Go
was like,
Commanders.
Right, so like-
And sometimes
But
the
it was
coach
all
walking
right.
around, hey,
It's
this is the
okay.
game
Yeah.
plan for the week.
Uh-huh.
Or this is the team's philosophy.
Yeah.
Like one, I can't remember the team where he was
You gotta
like,
go
look,
all
listen,
in. You gotta go all
our
in with
process
the
starts
coach.
at recruiting. He said, we don't bring players in and we talk about defense once we recruited them after they get here and sign. We talk about it when we go to that high school. If you don't come here to this college and you don't play defense, you're not playing.
Yeah.
That is our philosophy.
That's facts.
And you might come in with a totally different mindset, but once you accept to come to this university, that's the philosophy you have to have, and you got to ride out with that coach's philosophy. Because if you're the weak link, you're not going to be on the field. You got to buy in to what the coach is saying. 100%. That's the only way it's going to work. So if it wins you the game or loses you the game, you got to know the coach's decision was the right decision, even if it did not win you the game.
That's scary,
And it is scary.
right?
But
Because
I
you're
understand
saying,
that.
Because you
But
got to buy in.
That's where the love and respect comes in, because we're not perfect, and every decision that we make is not going to be a good one. But it's just how you come back from that. How do we love each other through the challenges? How do we learn how to forgive and move on? How do we regain our morale as a team and keep it moving from that? I think it would be different if you didn't take her thoughts and her opinion into consideration when making your decision.
Yeah.
But because you did and you broke it down like that, if it still didn't work out, then okay, babe, it didn't work out. So what's the next move? How do we plan? What do we strategize to go again? But if you did just go ahead and do it without giving any consideration to your teammate, then that would be an issue. Because that's not fair. We're in this together.
Do you think there's a part of a relationship where, like what Mark was saying, you chose your coach? You had multiple teams you wanted to play for, but you're like, I'm gonna play for this team. That's my coach. Do you once that coach makes that decision, are you fully invested in whatever the result is? I entrust my efforts into the coach's game plan. Are you fully bought into it, or like when it doesn't go as planned, the result is not the result you expected? Do you have a reflex as to, man, I knew it wasn't gonna work in the end?
I think at where I am now and how I am, sometimes I think women, we can see certain things. We I don't know what it is, but we have a way of kind of looking ahead and thinking ahead, and we're a little bit more detail oriented. And so sometimes if you may come to us with a decision, I'm not married, like I said, but even with my clients, they come to me knowing all kinds of stuff.
Right. Right.
They come to me knowing all kinds of stuff.
Right.
It's their hair.
Right.
It's on their head.
Right.
I know my hair. I know it. But you're here with me. You know what I'm saying? And so I listen and I understand what you know, but let me tell you a little bit about what I know.
Yeah.
I can see something else. I can see a little bit. I'm a little bit more detail oriented. I can see within the future. I can see, what the future a little bit. Not to say that I'm looking, but you can kind of look ahead and be like, you know, I know he's saying this, but I don't know because X, Y, and Z, and this doesn't really line up, and this and that and other. But then, you know, when you love a person, you're going to trust them.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to trust them. And if it doesn't pan out, sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like, I kind of knew that wasn't going to, I knew it wasn't going to work, but, you know, I trusted him. And he thought it was going to work, so I let him go ahead and do it. But in my mind, and I've seen that even with my sisters, they like,
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't
That's
That's
a hard position for you.
it really is, because you might know better.
Yeah.
Or you might know more, but you because of where you are and how things are,
Yeah.
you have to kind of hold back. And that is yielding. You have to be yielding, but then also he has to not be so into himself that he can't see, you know, I probably should have listened to my wife.
Yeah, it's humbling.
Yeah.
It's humbling. That brings us to our these 2 points, right? Importance of ego boosting, as I told you we was gonna touch on, and respect and authority over your responsibility. And authority over your wife. Do you feel like we get the proper ego boosting as men?
Man, it all depends on her past, man. It all depends on her past. You could tell her what you need, what you want to feel for her to say, but if she's not used to it, it's like teaching a baby how to you have to women nurture men so well because they're natural nurturers.
Mm-hmm.
For a man now to tell a woman the simple things that he needs to feel like a man,
Mm-hmm.
it's really important to him. And if she doesn't thread that needle lightly, it'll lose his confidence that she could probably emotionally support him.
Mm-hmm.
So you touched on it earlier. You
Yeah.
said something, hey, babe, that shirt fitting right.
Yeah.
That hair could look nice.
Yeah,
You smell good. Like all those little things, like they matter to men to a degree, right? Because it's ego boosting, right?
Yeah.
Just like it's on the flip side with women. That's your reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's a lot of men hit me with that, like ego boosting. Like they feel like women don't ego boost enough in
What if
their.
they are and it's not enough for you? Because I was in a situation where.
So you might be dealing with an unconfident man.
Well, here's the thing.
Hey,
Sometimes-
that's not
Maybe,
fair.
maybe,
But-
look,
I say might. I don't know.
I wouldn't say
might.
unconfident. He just needs to hear what he needs to hear because there's other parts, there's other people. There could be another chick that could easily come in and tell him what he wants to hear, and if he gets everything you're saying because she's saying the right things.
Well, here's my thing.
Because
Here's
if
my
she's
take on it.
satisfying that desire that I want to hear.
But there is a point of being unreasonable. Like, look, like you need more validation than I can give.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Is there such thing as that?
Yes.
I don't.
Yes. When
I
you're
think,
dealing with people with childhood scars and things like that,
Bingo.
you have
That's what I'm talking
people
about.
who have issues beyond what you can repair. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about because I'm
Yeah,
telling
this
you,
is
this
important,
person
yeah.
told me
This is very.
I have
very
never been told this. I have never been told that. Really? To me, that was crazy because I've always been told, let's put my father over here, but I have people who love me. You are this, you are that, you are this, you are that, you are this or you're that. So I'm like, nobody's ever told you they were proud of you. I'm proud of you. I can see what you are doing. I can see your potential. I can see the man that you're trying to be. I can see that I'm here for you. I'm cheering for you, blah, 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 blah. And it's still not enough.
Yeah.
So
She can't
Is
combat that for a
what
man
can I
who's in his
do?
for a
What-
man who's in his late 30s, early 40s. I don't know how old he is. There's nothing that she can do to consistently give him the proper ego boost for what he didn't get as a child. He has to get professional help at this point in his life.
Yeah,
Bingo.
I think
Ding,
like,
ding, ding,
I
ding,
think
ding, ding,
I
ding.
think there comes to a point where you're in a relationship and you're constantly. How many times I gotta tell you this is what I need? I may not need all these different things, but I need these 3 things. I need them.
So you're talking to a man who's communicating what he's needing.
Yeah,
maybe
I
for a
need.
reason.
I
Oh, yeah,
really
That's
need
amazing
these
because if you
things.
tell me what you need, you might get sick of me. I mean,
but-
like, well, you
yeah,
said
you know what I mean?
this is what you need, so
Yeah.
here it is in a basket.
But
and
you
it's
know
in
what
a
might
bowl.
affect that scenario?
Okay.
An A-type personality woman. Because more of an A-type personality woman is going to be more like dealing with a man. Like she's going to be dominant, masculine.
Yeah.
She's not going to give those traits. I mean, for lack of a better term, I'm just going to say it like that estrogen that feeds off, that's going to feed that caring and nurturing nature. That's not her.
Can I say an A-type woman can change real fast with the right dude?
Ooh.
Because all of us, because of the way, no, for real,
Change
because
the A.
we are only that way when we are put in position that we have no choice. Any woman, honestly, and I'm just saying, for the most part, I'm not saying 100%, but maybe like 85% of women do not want to be in the position where they are playing the role of the man. Listen, for real. It is only because a lot of times it's circumstantial. You know, a lot of times it's, you know, single mother, man left.
She gotta be
blah
a
blah
A.
blah. She's been raised by another single woman. She's been, you know, you've been raised by a mother whose husband left, and she's telling you you can't depend on this person because you don't know whether they're gonna be here today, tomorrow. You have to have your own. You have to do this. You have to do that. But let somebody come. Because I only say that because as a single person who has a lot of single friends who have their own, we get mistaken a lot of times because we have a lot of responsibility, because we have our stuff together, because we're independent and we're taking care of ourselves, which what would you expect as a single person at our age? We're supposed to be doing that. We are dependent on ourselves. We have to make the biggest decisions that affect our lives. All of us are like, I don't want that pressure. It was amazing for the 6 months that I could say, babe, what you think? Babe, can you come? Babe, what you think about this? I called that dude for a gift card. I could have bought the gift card myself. But I called him to be like, what kind of gift card should I get? I didn't hear him tell me that, but I wanted him to, because I got tired of making the decisions myself. I wanted to be in a position where I could rely and lean on someone else.
Now, let me ask you this. I'm sorry, were you done?
Go ahead.
Do you consider yourself A-type?
I consider myself
circumstances.
I do. In a way, I don't feel like I'm masculine. I put off a masculine energy. I would hope I don't. You know.
Because I don't think you're A-type at all.
I do feel like, though, because I've been told that because I do have a mouth, a voice, you know, because I do have standards, because I am very, you know, I don't want to say opinionated, but you know, I mean what I say. I'm not about no foolishness and no games. I'm way past that.
That don't make
So,
you A-type.
No, but I'm just saying that sometimes people can mistake that or be intimidated by that because it's just the energy I put off may be something of that people may mistake as masculine, but not necessarily. Because if you get me in a position where I tell people all the time, I don't really want to even own a business. Like, I would love to work for somebody and go home. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the team. I do. I like being in a team. I like being a part of something. I like being a part of a unit, you know, where we work together and we look out for each other's best interests and we advance one another and we want each other to win. I like being a part of that. But that's not my life. Yeah. And so I'm in a position where I have to do things maybe in a way that most men would take control, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to be controlled. Let's don't get that wrong. Get that, don't get that mixed up. I don't want to be controlled. I still want to be allowed to be myself as an individual.
I want to be a partner.
But I don't mind playing my part of the team. Like, I want to be, like, I want us to win. I want us to be happy. I want us to skip through the fields together in love. Like, I want that. Come on. But, you gotta show me that too. If you're being irresponsible and you're, dropping the ball and I gotta pick it up all the time, then now the roles have been switched.
Yeah, so I'm not really talking about that. Like, so I'm talking about strictly like the A-type female. Like,
I don't think so.
what do you mean? You don't think so?
I don't think I am.
No, I don't think you
No.
are either.
No.
Just from how you describe things and how you talk today. But it's like, do you know A-type women?
I do.
What's their relationship status?
Well, you know what? I will say 2 of them are married.
Mm-hmm. Describe their husbands.
Oh man.
You know what I love about their husbands is that they are secure enough to allow their wives to be who they are.
To be the A.
So and that's the point, right?
But
so
I don't
when we
think
talk
they,
about
but
responsibility,
don't get me wrong, they don't run their household. I think they understand the family dynamics and everything else. But I think the men are secure enough in themselves to understand that their women are just strong women.
Yeah.
They are. And honestly, a lot of times men are attracted to that.
to what?
Strong women.
Strong in
You
what
don't
way?
think so?
Strong like A-type?
I mean, just strong anyway.
Strong.
Like, I mean, what do you mean by
gotta find that.
masculine energy? Like, is she gonna like come up to you and like just body slam you?
No, we're not-
WWE?
we're
In some
not-
situations, but
we're not-
that's neither here nor there.
We're not
But-
talking
Listen, if you could body slam me, I'm not with you.
Dang.
We not gonna work.
She could be a black girl.
If you picking me up off my
Like,
feet,
she
that
could be
ain't-
a black girl. She took
I'm trying to envision Marcus getting picked up.
yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not.
Marcus said, "We can't be together, babe.
Yeah.
We can't be together, yo."
Yeah. You got some women out here with some skills.
For real, true.
So we talk about responsibility and authority and the fact
Mhm.
of like being able to successfully submit to a man and have him take the lead.
What about it?
That's why I was asking them. Do they think that this actually like? Do we see this like a problem?
I think like women, I think Virginia said it. If a man's consistent, a woman can then fall in line to be led. But if a man is inconsistent in his decisions, when a man makes a decision, once he's considered all parties and he makes that decision, if he's made the decision that they came up with collectively, it's very different. It's very rare times that both parties, husband and wife, man and woman, are going to come together and talk, and he make the decision that she doesn't agree with. A lot of times when you're in that in talking things out, y'all are on the same point. Y'all are on the same trajectory. Y'all are going in the same path. So it's very rare you're going to be making a decision that she doesn't agree with. You're going to want to make the best decision for your family. You're going to consider your family when you're making that decision. So a man to make consistent decisions that she has to always question, that's absurd to me. I don't really understand how that can, and when you're in a relationship, how you can constantly make decisions that if it doesn't go as planned, she'd be like, oh, well, I knew it wasn't going to work. I don't see that being a often thing.
I'm not talking about if it don't work, but you're just saying, hey, this is the plan. This is what we're gonna do. I ain't even talking about something big. Like I ain't even talking about refinancing the house.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, hey, this is where we gonna go for dinner.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I'm doing with the laundry. Hey, this is what I'm doing as far
So you talking
as
about
vacation.
general things,
I'm
not
talking about
necessarily big things or
yeah,
serious.
it ain't gotta be big.
I feel like a woman it's
My wife
easy.
will
I
love
feel
that.
like it's easy for women
She
to
love that.
submit if they feel.
So you're saying you
Simple.
don't do that.
No, well, I don't make the decision.
Whatever
What you
you just said, my wife would love that.
She would love that.
So
she
you
wants,
take the back seat to that and just say make the decision.
No. If she sees me take the initiative and make a decision, she appreciates that.
So you're saying that's not your nature then to make the decision.
Not always, no.
Does
I
that
agree-
come
I agree
from?
with that.
No, not
Does
always.
that come from you guys from a lack of confidence? Where is that coming from?
That
Wait a minute.
I just don't want to make a decision.
I'm just asking.
no. like I'm not the type of guy to be like, oh well, we're going here for dinner.
Me neither. I'm asking.
I'm
I'm
not.
gonna wait. I'm gonna wait 2
taste-
hours until
I'm
she
not-
figures it out.
But don't
We
y'all
talk-
do
we
that
talking
with
very-
your friends? Like, where y'all want to go to eat?
Yeah,
I just saw y'all say, where we going?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a collective.
Yeah, it's collective. Yeah.
But I'm willing to submit to the idea of one person.
Me too.
Yeah. If he says this is where we're going, I'm good.
Sometimes I don't even really care. Like, if it's something that I'm like, I don't really care that much about.
Yeah.
Like, if he asks me, you know, what you want to eat, I don't care. Whatever you want.
I'm
good.
asking her again.
That's fine.
I'm asking
I mean,
my wife
because
until
I
she
could
gives an
eat
answer.
anything. I'm just hungry.
Do you think most women, so we're talking about respect and authority, do you think that most women have comfort in the idea of if you're submitting to your spouse as a woman, that this man has the authority over you?
Let me tell you something. How it's easy for, and I'm gonna speak for myself.
No.
For women.
Speak for what you think,
Okay.
what you see for the masses.
So this is what I think. I think when a woman feels safe, when she feels cared for, when she feels like she's respected as well, it's easier for her to have deep respect for the person that she loves. And
I
let me
agree.
tell you why. Anything that you do where there's a partnership, there is a person taking the lead and there's a person following. Have y'all ever partner danced at all?
Yeah.
Salsa,
Yes.
ballroom, anything. There's a leader and there's a follower. I have been in both arms. I've been with a bad leader. I did not let him lose his dignity. He was terrible. I thought he was going to be great. And he was horrible. And I knew that I knew better. I knew that I could dance better than this man. But he's the lead, right? So I had to follow him. So we did the 1-2 step, the whole entire song until the song was over and I said, thank you for the dance. I got with somebody who was a great dancer, a true leader. It even made me a little nervous because I wasn't as confident as I thought I was because he was so good. He did not make me feel bad. I felt safe. He turned me, he spun me around. I followed every move. And even when I felt like I was going in the wrong direction, he had me. I got you. He turned me this way when I was going this way. He turned me this way when I was going that way. And I just felt like I could dance with him forever.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like if a woman feels safe, it feels like
that was a great
your
analogy.
direction,
Really good.
you're giving clear direction. Even when she feels like she's gonna stumble, you catch her.
Yeah.
The thing about great leadership and great headship is that once again, it's not just about you. It's not tunnel vision. You're not self-centered when you're taking the lead. Her benefit is your concern. It's your responsibility. You can have all the authority over me if you take your
If you consider me.
responsibility
Yeah, if you consider me.
seriously, unselfishly.
Mm.
I'm gonna give you it all.
Yeah.
I'm Jill Scott. What you want? Some biscuits, some
Yeah.
grits.
Yeah.
What you
What you wanted on your collard greens?
I'm like,
Taking a
long
Candy
walk.
sweets.
Yeah.
Hard, what you
Yeah, taking a
want?
long walk.
Like, come on. It's that
Shut
simple.
up, yo.
It don't have to be that hard.
Eyes. Yeah,
It's just like women need security. We just want to feel safe. We want to feel that you got us. You got us. And especially someone like me who's always have to have herself. I got my own back. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you telling me that you got my back, and if I fall backwards, I know you right
That's
there to
well
catch
said.
me.
That's well said.
We
That's
going
very
off.
well
We
said.
going off the cliff. I'm gonna follow you right into the new world. Like what you want? I'm gonna follow you. Period.
I
It all
think.
sounds good.
I think.
It all sounds good in the perfect
Such
scenario.
a skeptic.
But no. I'm just saying. I'm talking about the challenges that I see couples face because, yes, if you feel like we got you, you follow what we're saying. But I'm talking in general. People have so many scars that it's like it's hard to do it because you
That's
have
true.
your own stuff where it's like because my mother wasn't this or my father wasn't that or I went through this with the last man with carrying it. Like that's how we started off the show, past traumas.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like it becomes hard because it's like because this happened to me in my past, you are always, we don't like to say it, but every time we start a new relationship, you start from the bottom up.
Yeah.
That's true.
You don't start from the top down like you do school. You don't start with an A. You start with an F.
Yeah.
Till you prove that you can do an A.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's no textbook to none of this.
You're going to try to conquer some of the things you weren't good at in your last
And
relationship.
some of the times you're going to fail.
That's what you're
as
going to come in
leader.
with thinking
Some of the times you're going to fail
Most important.
as a spouse submitting.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you combat that with, all right, I'm not going to hold that against you. We're learning, and we're going to keep moving on. That's the struggle. Maybe we'll figure it out one day, maybe not. But I think we had a good conversation tonight on the Stigma Room Unlocked.
I mean, we did.
Yeah.
This was everything we thought it was going to be, and a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
So first things first, we want to give a round of applause to Virginia for joining us. This was beautiful.
I was so nervous.
And I told you, I don't know why.
I hope I didn't say too.
No, this was perfect. Trust me, this was perfect. We'll talk about it.
That's another topic. Do we talk to?
Yeah, let's leave that for another day.
That's a good topic. That's a good topic.
Do we talk too much?
But I think that I take great pride in everyone here this evening for every part that each of us as individuals played in this. There's something special about the perspective of each and every one of us. And when we're able to bring that to the table in the right way to discuss a very important topic, we produce something very beautiful. So to everybody out there, the Stigma Room Unlocked is really about coming together, whether male or female, to discuss things and perspectives that are on the minds of both genders or just people in general. Not even like gender specific things, but just things in general that people discuss, that people feel, that people communicate about. And the whole mission of the Stigma Room and its unlocking is the fact that despite our perspectives, we can still come together to move forward. That doesn't mean we have to agree on everything. That doesn't mean we disagree on everything. But that means that we're able to come together and move forward. So I just want to show my personal appreciation to everyone who was here tonight to be able to help us to do that.
Absolutely.
Anybody else got any closing comments?
I would just say a woman's perspective. This was the first time we embarked on this chapter, and it was dope. It was really, I really appreciated having somebody. Virginia admitted she ain't speaking for all women. She just has her experiences that she brought to this discussion, and it really enhanced our ability to understand how a woman thinks. And as we're trying to unlock these stigmas, when we heard you talk tonight, it really helped us to see areas where we need to have more of an open mind in. You know, that aspect is not always, that's not always the agenda, but tonight we knew you were going to say things tonight that we could take from this tonight's discussion and really look to become better heads, better people, better friends, better relationship of people, you know. So how you went about expressing yourself tonight, I think you did an amazing job of representing yourself in a way that gave a proper view of a woman's perspective. Because we've never had that before. And I think it was great.
I appreciate that, and I'm gonna say that I was a little nervous because I didn't know what to expect, and you know, our experiences a lot of times shape us, and so as you get older and you mature and you could become more emotionally and even spiritually mature, you look at things differently, and I don't want to, you know, I never want to come off as bashing men. I love men. You know,
Shout out to men.
I don't, but you know, being a female, working with a lot of females, you know, you can't help but advocate for the female perspective, but that doesn't mean that I don't respect, you know, the, what do you call it? The arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, you know, and I appreciate it, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
and and all of us play a part. And so I feel like at this stage, it's just what can I learn from what can I learn from you? What can you learn from me? What can we learn from each other? And it's not about who's right or who's wrong, but just understanding each other, which is what we're supposed to do, taking personal interest and taking each other's opinions. Not to say that we gotta follow what everybody says and take it for face value, but what can I draw from this so that I can be a better person and so I can have better relationships, so I can teach my children to be better. Yeah. And I think that's what it's all about, So I appreciate y'all for inviting me.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
She gonna be back.
So we gonna close it out here. Stigma Room Unlock. We're gonna figure out if we're gonna do a part 2 to this. Battle of the sexes, men versus women. We done a gentle virgin. We always gonna keep it gentle, always respectful. We gonna close it out right here. I had fun with everybody here tonight.
Yeah, Stigma Room unlocked. We out of here.
Take us out of here.
We out of here.
Yeah.